I'm going on a painting trip, and I thought you might like to come along with me. Don't let the chirpiness confuse you. I am anxious as all get out here. One of the reasons I wanted to take this trip is not just to paint, but I want to go out more on my own. I want to live a freer life. I've spent my entire adulthood being terrified in a way that I never was as a kid. So come along. I'm going to the La Sierra Plein Air Festival in Quincy, California. It's a gorgeous spot. It's in the far north of California. You go east from Sacramento to Truckee, and then you turn left, and you just go north. And this is how old I am. I have a paper map. Yes, I'm that old. I can still read and write in cursive, and I can read a paper map. So you have to forgive the mess because I've been packing and unpacking all day, been organizing and sorting and trying to decide what it is that I'm gonna need. No, I always pack too much, but it's better to be prepared, I think, than not have enough stuff that you need when you're out in the middle of nowhere. I have two piles of stuff. One pile goes into this big plastic bucket, and the stuff in that pile is for framing needs because this is a competition as well in a show. So whatever you paint, if you paint anything that you want to show, you need to frame it. And so I have to bring frames that I don't know what I'm going to need. I've narrowed it down so I only have one size. I only paint 8 by 10 or 10 by 8. Could be horizontal or vertical. And I've got my frames all set up so pretty easy to put a wire hanger on them in either direction. So I've got my frames that I'm going to bring, and I've got mats. I've got several different color mats, and I've got different color frames because I don't know what I'm going to paint. I'm bringing this, which is very important. It's a point driver. This is what drives the pins into the back of the frame. It holds the pictures into the frame. I'll show you how it works later. Extra picture wire, self-adhesive hanging tape. It's kind of a pain. You have to scratch it off the tape and pull it off. Extra D-ring, tools, an X-Acto knife because you never know. Extra paint, this cool little box that opens on one side for stuff and then opens on the other side for stuff. This side has drawing supplies because I'll probably be doing some drawing as well as painting. All that goes into this big plastic box. And a towel. You always need an extra towel. And then I have this little backpack. This is a Thomas Bin that I got a long time ago, and it is by far the best backpack I've ever had. I just wish it were just a smidge bigger, but I can't afford another Thomas Bin. So Thomas Bin, if you'd like to sponsor me and send me another backpack, I will tout it for the rest of my days. All right, so in my backpack goes, first of all, paper. It's all cut to be able to fit in an 8 by 10 frame. This is little stuff for just studies, bigger stuff for painting on. I mark ahead of time where the tape should go so that I don't have to fiddle with it out in the field. I just slap my tape on it. Now, I sometimes use this acrylic panel, and I have another wooden panel as well. But this will do in a pinch. This is a thing I got in an office supply store a long time ago when they still had office supplies. And it used to have like binder rings in it right here, and I took those out, and 8 by 10 paper fits in there perfectly. It protects it, and in a pinch, you can see I've used this to paint on. Paint rags, binder clips, because you always need a binder clip. Brushes, these are my sables, which are quite old, but I still really love them. But I have been segueing into synthetics. So this is a Princeton Aqua Elite, which is a fantastic brush. I really love it. The smaller Princeton Aqua Elite, and another one, so 3. I really love them. They're good brushes. They're not a sable, but they are a good brush. This is an Escoda synthetic, and this is a Simply Simmons liner. Doesn't really work as well as a sable liner, but it's a lot cheaper. And this is an old Winsor Newton brush that I've had for 30 years, and I still use it. It's still a fun brush. And then this is a Royal Langernickel little flat that I use when I need a little straight line. And they all go into this doohickey here. The thing I really like about this thing is it stands up and holds my brushes off the ground. It's always scary to take your brushes plein air painting because brushes are expensive and they're easily lost. Now is all the little stuff. Well, there's my palette actually. This is a bulletproof palette and it fits perfectly on my pochade box, which I'll show you in a minute. But here's the little stuff. Off, I use DEET. I got dengue once and I'm never getting it again. The mosquitoes and the buffalo gnats last year at the Plein Air Festival were terrible. I also have a net to put over my hat and my face because they love to bite you right here. I have this little thing, what is this called? A viewfinder, I think. White gouache. I've got my eraser in this little pill bottle called eraser, an eyedropper, sunscreen, tape, charger because everything has to be charged, multi-tool, which comes in pretty handy. I've got an EpiPen, which thank goodness I've never had to use, but I'm out in the middle of nowhere and I want to be safe. This little pop-out cup, pretty handy. My old glasses that don't turn dark because it's really hard to paint in glasses that turn dark in the sunlight. So these are the old ones. I can still see though. Oh yeah, Tylenol and business cards because you never know, somebody might want one. And this is my pochade box. You'll see it when it's up in the field. I'm not gonna set it up right now. It's pretty cool. It's really for oil painting, but I don't do a lot of oil painting these days. My stuff all fits on it. It opens right there like that, and then you pull it open like that. I put my palette here. You'll see it when I'm painting. Smells good, smells like oil paint. Saturday morning and I need to leave soon and I'm just doing last minute crazy packing. And I woke up last night all stressed out over what I'd forgotten, what I had brought and thinking, oh, I brought too much. And I probably did bring too much because overpack always, right? And I did forget something important. I forgot glass cleaner. Hopefully that's the last thing that I forgot. It's not like I'm going to nowhere. I'm not going to complete wilderness or anything. I'm just going to a small town, but it is a small town and it's off the beaten track. So prices are more expensive. I want to make sure I have everything that I'm going to need. I also don't want to have to go shopping while I'm there. I just want to paint. I just want to have the time to go out into nature and paint. This is Sand Pond at Sardine Lakes. Sorry about the noise. I don't have my microphone because I'm just here sketching. It's such a gorgeous day. There's still snow up high, and I was a little nervous when I came up that I wasn't going to be able to get here because there were road closed signs, but I think those are just left over. Anyway, it's just a gorgeous day. It's so pretty. These are the kind of days that you just live for as a plein air painter. So I'm on my way to town to buy a spray bottle. I use spray bottles a lot. It's like a third arm for me. It's like another tool, and I can't believe I forgot it. I've just forgotten so many things on this trip. I guess my mind has been on other places. I've been busy. I hope it's not because I'm getting old, but that's not true. I've always forgotten things. I've always been scatterbrained. So I'm off to get a sprinkler bottle. Back in the car from the neat little hardware store here. It's a great hardware store. This is all I could find. I had to buy this jacket too. It's the end of day one of the Lost Sierra Plein Air Painting Festival. And I forgot to film today because I was so busy painting. It rained all day. Not a heavy rain, but a cold rain. So I stayed at this Airbnb, which is a perfect Airbnb for this because there's a covered carport and there are views every which way you look. I do want to talk about a little thing that I'm sure bothers a lot of artists. Maybe it bothers you too. There was a little reception after the first day of painting so we could all see each other and meet each other. So I went to the reception and I'm not good at groups of people. I don't hear well. I don't always know what people are saying. So I don't know how to respond. And I just don't do well in large groups of people. Oh, a cow just mooed. Yeah, there are cows out there. I'm trying to get over that. I've never been good in parties or large groups of people. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. And since I'm losing my hearing, it's even harder. What do? Do you just not go? Anyway, I went and I stayed a whole hour, which is pretty amazing for me. And I got there on time as well, which is also pretty amazing. And I stayed a whole hour and I talked to some people, but I just felt really uncomfortable. So what did I do? I came home and I painted. I feel comfortable painting. I feel like I can talk to paint and it can talk back to me, and we can't always hear each other, but we're always listening. Is that weird to have paint be personified? Anyway, this is what I painted today. 3 paintings. Some were failures, some were pretty good with some work. I think they'll be good paintings. And I'm excited to go out tomorrow, and hopefully I'll remember to film some of it tomorrow. It's Tuesday morning, and this is the scene that I woke up to this morning. It's incredible, right? What a beautiful place this is. And I didn't even finish my breakfast because I had to get painting. Now, this is not even as beautiful as it was. Sorry about the trucks. I'm on a roadway here. And I didn't even comb my hair. It's just blah. I promised that I would take you painting, and I'm sorry I didn't get you on this first pass. I've been waiting for paint to dry, which is what watercolorists spend a lot of time doing. I don't have a blow dryer. I'm not in my studio. I have to just let the paint dry with the sun and the wind and the air. Daylight's wasted. Let's go paint a little bit. I'm gonna have to put my umbrella up today because it's so bright. It's starting to be hard to see what I'm doing. Also, I'm wearing the wrong glasses, so I'm gonna paint with no glasses, which sometimes gives me a little bit of a headache. Sometimes it's good to paint with no glasses because all you can see are the big shapes, and that is pretty much all I can see right now, are just big shapes and kind of some value shifts. That's enough for that pass. Sometimes you have to set up near a garbage can to get a view. I have my bug net on because there are little bugs here called buffalo gnats. I call them vampire bugs. They bite you and you don't know you've been bitten until you're running in blood. And they itch. Oh my gosh, they itch so bad. And last year I got chewed up. So this year I'm taking precautions. Besides, it's kind of a cute look, don't you think? This is just a small test to check out my colors. So I think it's going okay. I gotta let this dry, so I'm gonna draw my larger size now. So I'm at the point now where it's yucky, and it might stay yucky. That is the danger of when you paint at all, and especially when you plein air paint. You don't know what you're gonna get. And I'm still learning, and I'm not gonna let it stop me. So I'm back home, and I'm back at the Airbnb, which is home, and I'm making some dinner, and I'm really pooped. It's been a long day. I got up and started painting at 7 a.m. and it's 5 now, and I drove around. I did another painting, and then I scouted a few places that I'd like to paint, but I was just exhausted. I got home, and the light is just incredible. It's so beautiful everywhere you look here that I had to go out and draw. I don't quite have the energy to get the paints out because they're all packed away. So I'm making some soup that I brought from home, and it's gonna be an early night, day 2 of the Lost Sierra Plein Air Festival. Google Maps says Bucks Lake is an hour and a half away, so I think I'll save that for tomorrow. I'll either go there or I will go up to Sand Pond, depending on what the snow is like. So I found a nice road where there's beautiful trees, and just one little scene struck me, so I'm painting really fast to catch the light. And I'm wearing my net because I've got bites. I don't want any more bites, although so far I haven't seen any of those little black bitey bugs, but that's the thing, is you don't see them and they get you. So I'm trying to catch the light. It's really difficult to do in watercolor in the way that I want to do it. Sometimes I think I should just go back to oil, but I love watercolor. So I'm going to paint. Here's the concept. This I'm going to all keep light, and this, and then put in just the darks. It's really hard to do in watercolor, but I want to capture here, this beautiful rim of bright light against the dark and the trail, it's all in shadow. That's what I'm trying for. This is my first pass, and honestly, it's looking a little scary-less. You can see how much the light has changed. I've been working on some memory, and luckily I did a study beforehand to capture exactly what it was, a simple color study. Today is day 4 of the La Sierra Plein Festival, and I am pretty beat. I did sleep good last night. Ouch. My hair is an unholy wreck. Ouch. I don't know that combing it is helping it. Anyway, I know I'm backlit because I wanted you to see the view where I'm staying at this gorgeous Airbnb. I have to leave today though because they didn't have a full week. So I'm sad about that. I'm hopeful that the next place will be as wonderful as this place has been. So today the litany of aches and pains is I'm totally swollen. See there, right there? That big lump is from those little bitey bugs, those buffalo gnats. I'm really allergic to them. I've got a couple right here. But the net, the hair net, the head net that goes over my hat, that has helped so much. They can't get through it. It's hard to see, but it really keeps those bugs off. And yesterday I saw a couple of mosquitoes even buzzing around looking at me, kind of confused. Anyway, today I'm going to go paint. Not sure where I'm going yet. I haven't decided. I'm going to go have my breakfast and decide where I'm going to go for the rest of the day to paint. So here I am standing by the side of the road painting this scene. I have my net on and I know I look like an idiot, but the bugs are out. I've got DEET all over me because I am painting by the side of the road and I don't want a tick bite or Lyme's disease. I keep having to move my painting setup because I don't want to get the umbrella out because I'm on the side of the road and I want to be quick. All right, I said I would only stay here for just a short time, so it's been about an hour and I think I'm finished with this little painting. I kind of like it. I like the little building in the background and I like the trees. I managed to get the bright yellow of the trees against the dark background of the pine trees. Yeah, and so I'm pretty happy with it. And hopefully I don't have any ticks. This has been a great place. I think that I heard sandhill cranes and I just realized that right next to me are 5 beehives. It's stuff like this that makes getting bites like this and tired and exhausted and sunburned all worthwhile. So I just painted Meadow Valley Community Church. It's a cute little church. It even has a bell in the steeple. I didn't see that from afar. Here I am at Bucks Lake and I have to walk down the path to the lake, so I have to schlep all my stuff down. So it's a beautiful day, but I'm wearing the net because there are mosquitoes the size of flying tigers down here. The mosquitoes are even going after the camera. They're really hungry. I have my pile of things I need to carry winnowed down to just the bare essentials. It's still too much. I can't really go hiking or anything with this much gear. I've got to make it even a smaller amount of gear, but that's for next time. Today I'm really excited to paint with lake water. I like to paint with water from the places that I visit whenever possible, because part of the magic of watercolor is the water. That yellow stuff you see is tree pollen, probably pine pollen. I guess the water just not only has the magic of water, but it has the magic of spent pollen, which is spent desires of the pine tree. So the scene is just real simple, nothing fancy, but sometimes simple is the best, right? First I'm gonna draw a little bit and then I'm gonna paint. I just put in the sky with some little yellow notes. Now I'm gonna put in the mountains. People always say they see mountains as purple and blue, and I know that that's what our eyes are trained to see, but that's not what I see. And I want to make it a little darker than that last painting because it didn't really show up. I know I'm kind of taking some liberties with this because these mountains aren't exactly what I'm seeing, but It's okay, because nobody's gonna know. Well, locals might know. All right, now I think I like that. I think I like what I've done here. So I'll come in and I'll darken that later. Actually, I think I'm gonna darken it a little bit more because it's just, I can tell it's gonna dry a little bit light. It's Friday morning. I painted all day yesterday. I didn't think I was going to be able to. When I got up in the morning, I was so exhausted. But once I got out there and started painting, the day was just so glorious. I just kept painting. Yeah, I am just beat. You can tell my hair is a mess. My face is dry. I can't find my hand cream. And I've got bug bites everywhere. But yeah, it's been a glorious week. Glorious day yesterday. I had so much fun. This morning I have to frame some pieces. I've never framed outside before, but that's my only option. I'm staying in a little resort that dates from the 1920s. It's called Paxson's Resort, and it's really small. Anyway, I'm going to go frame, and we'll see how it goes outside. If I frame some bugs, well, that's part of the experience, right? I painted 9 paintings plus a few extra little ones and in my sketchbook, but these are the 2 that I want to submit. I have 2 frame colors. I have this sort of bleached wood look, sort of silvery, and then I have this brown wood, which is more woodsy, and I think I'm going to go with the brown wood. So I have to take this apart because I have another image already in this frame. So I'm going to swap out images because, you know, frames are expensive and I don't have a lot of frames, so I have to reuse them. So this is a point driver that drives them in. So we're going to do it. It's good to kind of hold it so that it doesn't force the frame out. Here we go. This is the big day when we have to bring our artwork to the show. It's at the Sierra Valley Nature Preserve. It's a gorgeous space. And here I have to admit that I didn't film the show. I was struck with debilitating shyness. Something that I've really been working on overcoming. I didn't overcome it this day. So I can't show you the show, and I'm so sorry I can't because it was so fantastic. These are 2 paintings that were in the show that I did remember to take a photograph of. Kathy Shu and Eric Bevel, they both won awards. Kathy, I think, won 3rd prize and Eric won 1st. And you can tell that the paintings are just amazing. It's Saturday. It's my last day here. I'm heading home this afternoon. There's supposed to be a paint out, but there's some big old black clouds. So I don't know if that's going to be happening or what it's like in Quincy because I'm staying in a place that's a little bit over the hill and weather changes valley by valley in the Sierra. All right, now on to the paint out. This is the scene I painted, this old oak tree that everybody in town knew and loved. A lot of watercoloring is just sitting around waiting for paint to dry. So sitting around watching paint dry. And now the sun has come out and changed everything. Fortunately, I think the bones are gonna hold up okay. Here we are at 10:10, so I have 50 minutes left to go. What a significant change and difference can I make to finish this? It's been raining as I leave the valley and climb into the mountains, which seems like a perfect ending to my trip. Oh my God, I just got down off of Donner Pass. I'm sorry about the highway noise. I'm stopped at the Vista Point. There's the vista. It's gorgeous. I just got down off of Donner Pass and I drove through a freaking snowstorm. A very wet snowstorm, but there was snow falling. And I don't drive in the snow. It terrifies me. But I just went slow and The Red Queen, my little Toyota, got me through. Wild and wise artists. This is the part of the journey that I really want to share with you, is that we can do scary things. We just go slow, we take our time, and we grit our teeth and try to remember to breathe. I will admit, I had a pretty good panic attack when I got out of the snow. I'm still got numb lips a little bit, but yeah, I did it, and I feel pretty good about doing it. Maybe I'm finally gonna be a grown-up.